Here's the truth. Love isn't searched. It is attracted. And most people's mistakes are that they are constantly seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking and seeking. And the one thing I will say in regards to what I've learned through my marriage, my married life with my amazing wife, that we first came into the energies of our frequencies once we have focused on our self-love. That this frequency was met and we became that attraction only when, and this is only when, we focus on our own self-love journey. And that is when the frequency happened. Now, I feel so inspired to talk to you about this particular segment because if I can do it and you're watching this video, that just shows you are in that frequency, that you're in that process of finding that energy, that self-love energy within yourself. And when you are unpacking and healing and loving yourself, that is when you truly are in that essence of attracting that amplified love, that divine union, that soulmate. And I want to let you know something. Here are the steps that I did and what I know my wife did as well, because I want to let you know something. I went through the focus on self-love and I started through knowing that I am enough, that believing in myself was something that I have longed for and needed to do for a long period of time, that I didn't do those things. I did not see the best in me at a long period of time, and I had to focus on the good parts of me, even the parts of me that I was uncomfortable to admit. And the moment I focused on that side of me, that was when I saw that transformation, that strong transformation, this energy that I am enough, that it provided me an authentic presence of myself. This authenticity, that is something that I would advise you as you're going through this. Knowing that you are good enough, knowing that you are enough, and really embrace that presence of your own authenticity and own it. Own this energy, because what I'm going to say this, that was one of the biggest turning points for myself. Yes, for myself, because it gave me a empowerment like I've never ever had before in my life. And once I raised my own vibrations, because your highest ever frequency energetically is that of your own authenticity, you already raise that frequency of not just self-love but love itself. And me and my wife really found each other. Love found us. We found each other out of chance. You couldn't even write this up. She was going through her process of self-love, her own journey, focusing on the shadow work, focusing on just her being her. And it was just then out of chance that we met through a community. You couldn't even write this up. She was in a different country, different time zone, didn't even know that me and I existed. And out of nowhere, boom, we connected. We first became friends, but as we were still in the midst of finding ourselves, we found each other. And ultimately, this couldn't have been done if we didn't go through the journeys of loving ourselves. And the one thing I will say is, I know that that version of me amplified her, and it amplified our frequencies. I'll be honest, if I didn't go through that energy of self love, self care, being in this empowerment of that I am more than enough, I don't think neither me or my wife would have met each other. And also, even if we did, I don't think our frequencies wouldn't have matched. I think the one thing I will say is, I would like to give you another tip, and that would be, just be happy in terms of giving yourself your wins. Like, celebrate yourself. And I know I'd say just be happy is, it's quite a simplistic thing, but I don't see people do it enough. Like, be happy in the sense of, like, you are more than enough. That you are this amazing person, and you cannot be compared to anyone, and you shouldn't be, because your authenticity makes you you, which makes you shine even more, and you should champion yourself for that. And it was crazy because I had a turning point before I met my wife. I was in the midst of that self-love journey, and then when I realized, hold on, no, I need to recognize my own shine. And to tell you the truth, when I did, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, the energetic reaction that when me and my wife had this, we couldn't even speak, but we knew there was something in the air. Now, there is no amount of dating websites or going to a bar or trying to make yourself look good in that type of way from an aesthetic point. None of that ever compared to the chemistry that me and my wife instantly had. And there were no words that needed to be said, but we just knew. And it just became so easy, and it's so easy now with me and my wife, as we first connected. And that the magic is ultimately always going to be there, and that we feel it, we know it. And this is a message to everyone here, that while I'm speaking to you, you are in that frequency, and you can activate it the moment you practice self-love, embellishing in your own empowerment of your own authenticity, that knowing that you are enough. Like, these things should let you know that once you focus on that self-love, you are effectively attracting. That is an energy that you and your soulmate are broadcasting to each other. That you're sending signals that not only complement, but will bring that connection even stronger. And here's something I will say. Before all of this, I was completely against this thought process, and I didn't believe it, because I didn't. But the moment I allowed myself to sort of, allowed it to really focus on what I do in my self-love, oh my God, I raised my frequencies, and I can't even fathom the feelings that I got within that self-love. And you know what made it even more better? Knowing Yes, knowing that love amplifies when you and your divine union connect. You can have that too. It's only a few steps. I look forward to hearing your journey, guys. Sorcerer.